Upload. Get yourself on the BBC with Helen Scott on BBC Essex.
All right, we're continuing on with Upload this evening, and next I've got a poet for you from Southend called Claire Buss. Now, Claire's been on Upload before, sending in a poem called Sand, all about Southend Beach, and this time she wrote a poem called Lockdown. Claire put on the Upload box, "This is a poem I wrote and recorded inspired by that tentative foot out of the door after lockdown restrictions eased." Claire will be with me on the phone after we play her poem. Here it is, Claire Buss with Lockdown on BBC Essex.
Locked down. A murmur in the concrete jungle of an invisible killer on the loose. Uncertainty falls like a soft cloud, and we dither, not knowing where to go. A seed of fear planted deep within, watered by daily news and climbing death rates. Not safe to go outside, to work, to live, to breathe. Encased within our unyielding bubbles, missing each other in the dark, waiting, watching, praying for a light to rise. We step outside blinking at the tempered freedom, limbs flexing, they've forgotten how to fly. Worker bees still buzzing at home, runners still pounding streets, but families out walking, cautiously, hyper-aware of every step and every person they meet out on the not-so-empty streets. Someone coughs. There's instant retreat. Face masks and antibac spray are our desperate armour against this invisible killer who locked us all down.
Incredible words there from Claire Buss with Lockdown, the poem that she wrote and uploaded to bbc.co.uk/upload. And Claire is on the phone with me. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Lovely. I'm really well, thank you. Thanks so much for uploading again for us.
That's okay. I think I was twice as nervous this time.
Oh no, Claire, don't say that. I don't want to think of you all nervous and things. Why do you get nervous?
I think when you write poetry, often it's quite a personal expression, and you're sharing that with other people, and you just hope that people understand and appreciate your words, I suppose.
Yeah, so it's just sort of wondering what people might be thinking about your poetry.
Yeah, and I think as well, when you hear your own voice, it always sounds a bit strange.
Yeah, I totally get that, you know. I totally get that because I feel pretty much that same way every time I sit in this chair. So I feel you, girl, all right? I feel you. Where do you get your ideas for writing your poems? Because, you know, you write about, you know, a really broad range of things, but where did the idea for this one come from, for example?
It was actually a competition prompt that I saw on the theme of lockdown and the pandemic, and I've been feeling, especially in the early days, quite concerned, quite worried, quite scared really, and it was a good way to sort of get some of those emotions out, especially when, as the poem says, the lockdown restrictions eased and we were allowed to go out, but a lot of people I know, and myself included, just weren't sure about whether to do it or not.
Yeah, that's it. I think we've all been in that same situation. We've all had these same feelings, and you've articulated them so well in this poem. And you write about all different kinds of things. You mentioned a competition there. So are you regularly sort of submitting things for competitions and things like that? Is that a good way to get your poetry out there?
Oh, definitely. When you actually start looking, there are so many online competitions available, all with so many different themes, and some are free to enter and some you have to pay a little bit for. But it's a great way of firing up your imagination, especially if you sit down to write and you can't think of anything to say. Having a look for a few competitions and a few prompts really gets things going.
Yeah, I bet it does. And what sort of competitions are they? What sort of things can you win?
You can win all kinds of things. You can win membership to like the Poetry Society and things like that. Quite often it's a little cash prize, which is always nice.
That's always welcome.
I must admit, I had a poem printed last year in an Australian anthology about cosy mysteries. That was exciting.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's great. And I think, yeah, either way, if it's a bit of cash, if it's a great prize, or if it's getting your poetry out there, that's what you want, isn't it? And during lockdown, you know, that poem was called Lockdown there. Did you find it easy to write, you know, during a very kind of strange and unsettling time?
Not at first at all. I mean, I'm a stay-at-home mum, and I am a writer and a poet anyway. That's my day job, if you like. Mm-hmm. And at first, I found it really hard because there was so much going on. I took on homeschooling my little boy, which was an experience. And I just found creativity tough. My brain just wouldn't slow down enough.
Yeah.
It took a couple of weeks, and then I started doing little bits here and there, a couple of poems, and now I'm back onto my novel, which is good.
Oh, exciting. And when are you hoping to maybe get that out and about?
Hopefully it should be out end of this year, fingers crossed.
Ooh, well, we'd love to hear a little snippet if you want a little, you know, little taster on the radio, upload it, read it out, that kind of thing. We'd love to hear it. And if anyone wants to come and find you and read more of your poetry, where can they do that?
I have a website, and it's just clarebus.co.uk.
Fabulous. Well, Claire, thank you so much for coming on. A pleasure to chat with you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course, Claire Buss there with her Lockdown poem.